Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of I'm Loving Me. Today, I am interviewing Nesha Fears, and it's so funny the way that we met because we actually met on social media. One day, I don't know, I was going through something. I don't even remember what it was because I just don't hold on to stuff like that, but I was very depressed. So I remember going through Facebook and like reading these comments from this lady, and I started laughing in my head. Then I started laughing out loud. Then I was like searching and going through, and it was in this like one particular group. I don't even remember what group, but everything she said just made me feel so much better. I was just like, I needed this right now. So I inboxed her and was like, hi, I know you don't know me, and I know this sounds crazy, but I was in a really bad mood, and reading your comments just made me feel so much better. Can we be Facebook friends? And she was like, sure. So cut to like, oh man, that might have been like 2009. 2008.
Yeah,
It was before I met my
that was
husband, and we got together in 2010. So this is
exactly
my OG Facebook friend. That's all I gotta say. So,
okay. Triple OG.
so Nesha, I welcome you, and I'm just so excited about hearing about you. And you know what we're doing with the I'm Loving Me project. What we're doing is speaking to women and asking them to answer two questions for us. The first one is, what do you see when you look in the mirror? And the second one is, when is that pivotal moment when you decided to say, I'm loving me? So you can take it from wherever you want to take it from.
Hey, what do I see when I look in the mirror? I see my path. I think I see my authentic path. I guess a little rewind would be what I used to see before I had the I'm loving me moment. I would see so many different directions that I could possibly go. Who people wanted me to be, who my star should be, the person that I was in a relationship with at the time, who they thought I should be, and so on. And I think that a lot of us do that as women. We do try to fit into every sector, and that kind of skews your view of who you are authentically inside.
Yes.
So that is what I see when I look in the mirror now, is an authentic picture of who I am, an authentic path of where I'm, supposed to be going. So that's what I see. And you can go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying that's deep. I was listening. But it's so funny that you say it that way, because that's kind of, I think, what I was going through at that time. I had just gotten over a bad relationship, but I was like in that transition moment where I didn't know like that was my me time, and then I was going to wind up, being with my soulmate. So in that time, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I wanted, because I was so trying to live for somebody else. So, to hear you say that, that's so true. Like, we as women, we do that a lot. We fall into being a mom. We fall into being a wife. We fall into being a worker, and we think that's it. And then we're still not happy. So it's just so good to know when you look in the mirror, you see that true path for yourself. That's awesome.
Yeah. And it was, like I said, that was a journey. That was something that I had to kind of take by the reins on my own. It really wasn't something that I feel somebody can actually push you to do. This is something that I came through a lot, and then I wanted different results. I was tired of going through and overcoming things, but then I'm still not actually getting what I wanted out of that situation, or what I had actually learned out of that situation. I wanted to give myself opportunities to apply my wisdom that I've learned throughout my journeys. So
wow.
That's where I am when I look in the mirror. Yes. And that moment that I said that I am going to love me was actually when I graduated, and I got my bachelor's of science and that kind of thing. So
congratulations.
Thank you. I did that about 2 years ago, and I really did it all on my own. It wasn't something that I felt like I needed people there physically with me, because I knew that I went to school out of state, and there's a lot of financial things that go with that in my family. So I really was excited to just do it on my own. Like, I was so excited to get on that plane and jet set out there and rent that car and do that. You know what I mean? Like, I was doing things that I actually do now in my career, but that moment kind of set me up. Hey, you got it going on, girl. You're doing something. You're doing something that people in your family maybe have not had the opportunity to experience.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, hopefully, watching me just take it by the reins and do it. Nobody set out a template for me. And sometimes you just take that risk and go with God, and, you can actually be even more successful than what you had set out originally. So,
right. So what career path did it lead you to?
I, weirdly enough, have a healthcare administration degree
Okay.
/ health sciences. I was a double major. So, that was actually something that I was wanting to do professionally as a nonprofit. But I don't know. I want to say like maybe like a month before I graduated, like, I don't know, like I just had like an epiphany. You know what? I'm either going to join this machine and perpetuate the disparities that I know exist in healthcare as far as elderly and things like that. And instead of doing that, I was like, you know what? I can do a nonprofit and do elderly advocacy. And start a nonprofit for elderly advocacy, because that's something that we really don't see a lot in our culture, period. Yeah. So I through that phase before I graduated. So I was like, you know what? I don't want anything to do with administration as far as healthcare. So I work for the bank. And I'm now a trainer. That was the promotion that I got last month. I got actually the trainer. I was actually coming to give them a set schedule, because our company, our separate construction company, or I'm sorry, contracting company, had taken off. It's been taken off really well. So I took off time from work. I was coming with the list of days, and my manager's coming toward me. So we kind of met, like, what's this? And I'm like, I just want days off work. And he's like, well, come in my office. I want to talk to you about something. And that was when he gave me the offer. So,
well, congratulations.
Cool that way. I know. Like, can you believe that? Like, I've been having this unbelievable year since I got married almost. It's just been kind of taken off.
Wow. Now, you got to tell us, when did you get married? Because, like I said, we've been Facebook friends for about 10 years, and I knew as Nesha something else. Then one day I saw Nesha, another last name, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, she's doing like how people do, Rhonda, I'm loving me for the gift of God, Franklin.
There you go, right.
But then I saw a man, and I was like, wait a minute. And then she put up she was married, and I was happy, like, I know this lady. And it's like, this is so exciting for me, because this is the first time we're getting to interact and talk, and I love it.
Yes.
So, tell me, like, what happened? Like, how did, like, was this somebody that you knew for a long time? Like, how did this happen?
So, in the beginning stages of me dating him, we actually kind of got back together over a somber moment. I don't know, I guess, because we were raised in the same church. Okay. Our families know each other and that kind of thing. But we were like people from childhood, and you kind of grow up together, but then you go off and do your own things and that kind of. So that's kind of our base story. Okay. So, long story short, we came back and rekindled back together over like our childhood pastor's funeral. He was the guy that christened us and all that stuff. So we were at his funeral, and then we had dinner. Our families had dinner together after that. And he kind of came over to my house, and we started discussing my apartment. And I wanted to do some renovations anyway. And he's like, well, I'm a contractor, blah, blah, blah. So he started out coming over to my house with painting intentions. And then,
that is crazy. I'm just
we ended up getting married.
I'm just thinking of all of like the metaphors you can use in a situation, like the person who brought you into the church and like, christened you actually brought you to your husband. And then your husband came and said, oh, you want to fix your house? I'm going to help you fix your house. I'm going to help make this house a home. And he really meant that by actually like coming in, and being that. Wow. That is amazing. I'm so happy for you.
It was so incredible to just have somebody come in and genuinely, as a friend, I didn't really have to do a lot of the background
Yes.
And I didn't know if that was like a selfish prayer. You know, I'm a little older, I'm over 35, and I'm like,
Yes.
listen, God, I don't want somebody that I have to know from the beginning to I just don't have felt like I didn't have the time for that. So
Yes.
felt like God sent me who he knew I could deal with. So
Wow, that's wonderful.
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. So well, the date that we got married was September 6th.
Okay.
And so our ceremony this year is going to be on September 6th. We're going to actually have the wedding and all that. So for our families and stuff like that. So
Oh,
I'm excited. I know I'm one thing after another.
that is so nice. Like, it seems like your 2018 just set you up so your 2019 is going to be so much greater.
I feel like that. I really feel like all of the hard work and the perseverance that I did go through in 2018, because 2018 for me was not a great year starting out. It was very tumultuous. I was going through a lot of personal things,
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to juggle helping my mother out and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I really was kind of stressed out, to the max.
Yeah.
So think of that at the beginning of the year. You're like thinking, most of the time people are thinking like, yes, I'm going into a new year. And I really wasn't in that space in 2018. So like God made it up to me at the end of the year
Yes.
and just kept it rolling. So I'm accepting it. Thank you, God. And, keep it coming because
Oh, that is so awesome. I'm so happy and so excited for you. Like, this is so great. And I can just tell from the smile on your face, you really genuinely are happy and you really, really are loving him. So that's definitely a good thing. And he's loving you too. So that's a
yes,
good thing. So
yes. I
now,
was going to say, if you're friends with my husband, he posts tons of pictures of us all the time.
yes. Oh, and I also want to give him a shout out because he has been sharing the I'm Loving Me project page. I've been pointing it out to Gloria because I keep, I'm like, Chris, I'm like, and he's the only man that's like, hey, and he'll take time to even write a post like, this is something positive. Y'all need to be following this. And I'm like, oh, that is so sweet. And it reminds me of you, so that's like the best part of it. It's so nice. I tell him we appreciate that.
Absolutely. I will definitely do that.
Yes.
He is so excited about the interview and everything. He's so excited about this whole initiative, just as I am excited to be a part of it in any way. So
yes, like we really want to get to our goal of sharing the stories of 1 million women in order to inspire, heal, and encourage. And we know we can do it, because the best part about finding people for the interviews and just letting people know about the project, everybody says the same thing. How can I help? Nobody is saying, well, what do you want from me? How much money you need? It's not about that. It's about you telling how you got to where you are. How did you get that smile on your face? How did you get that business started? How did you buy your house? People need to hear that so they can know that they can have some hope to get stuff done for themselves too. That's the main thing. And we want to help people that are just like, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like this is never going to get any better. We need some people that can tell them, yes, it will. Just do all you can, because once you do all you can, if you believe in God, he's going to step in and take care of that for you. Whatever you believe, it's going to wind up working out. Or you're going to do enough where somebody else is going to see, wow, that person did stuff for them. Let me help them because they helped themselves. So that's the best part about this. It's like we're just like over the moon with it. We're having such a good time with it.
I love it. I love all. I see more people liking it as I reshare and repost. So you guys those and God bless. And I know this is going to be a great thing. This is something that's been overdue, I feel like, for the community.
Yes.
For us to just have a platform to kind of say, hey, I'm a normal person like you. I may look like this or on Facebook or whatever, but hey, I had a whole lot of struggles or, what have you. So I feel like the platform is there now. People, let's come on and get out here and tell our stories and let's heal each other.
Yes. So I want you to answer the second question for us. What was that pivotal point where you started to say, I'm loving me? Like, that's it. I got to focus on myself, or, you need to give yourself something so that way you could persevere.
That happened, I think, I want to say maybe mid 2018, rather. I was kind of like in a slump in my in my career. I knew that the need for training, they had been leaning on me to do it, but I kind of stood up for myself in that area. And I said, hey, if I'm not going to get it, I'm not going to get, XYZ, I can't continue on to do this. It's extra stress. I'm not getting any extra funds or anything else. So, hey, I gave them that ultimatum. So I didn't hear anything back, of course, like I said, but that moment, and when I stood up for myself and then realized that, hey, if it wasn't going to work out, that I could actually take the skill set that I did learn and move on and move forward with a different company rather. Right. So at that point, it was like, and hey, I have the power to kind of negotiate a career path that I think that they needed. Mm-hmm. And so, as I told you before, it was when I had actually gotten the offer for the training. It really wasn't something that my manager per se had done. This came down from corporate. This was something that was given out to, the department heads, and they kind of trickled it down into the middle management. And I was offered a position that way. So I felt like that was kind of like God showing me, sometimes if you speak something into existence, I will follow up with an offer that you didn't even think, could happen for you. So That was like a real moment there when I was thinking, hey, I'm in a slump right now, but what can I do about it? You know what I mean? If I don't say anything, or if I don't show that I, have the initiative to even get this done, I'll still remain in a slump. And, how's that helping me love myself? You know what I'm saying? So if I am indeed loving me, I should then stand up for myself in all situations, even when it's your manager or it's your department or if it's the whole company. Hey, it sucks here. You need help. I can help you.
Wow, that is so
cool. that was like an empowerment moment, because like I said, once I gave the offer, that was when I began to renegotiate. Like, hey, I need Sundays off to be with my family and worship, and I need this or that. And that was okay, yeah, sure, we can do this, we can do that. So, that was great, and that was something that I really did want to share with you guys, because I feel like women in corporate and in certain situations feel like they are powerless or they don't have a voice. I'm not the most educated person in my department either, but I knew that I carried the skill set that was lacking. So I brought that to the attention of the person that I needed to know it, and then gave it to God. And he came and offered me the job. So
that is crazy. I try to tell people too, like, sometimes we box ourselves in by thinking how things are going to go. And then when it doesn't go that way, it's like, oh, well, it's not going to work. Sometimes the box that you create is just going to get you as far as it can get you. And then it's going to branch you out, and then the path to success is definitely not a straight path, squiggly lines, left, right, zigzag, and then sometimes we might only want one thing. Like you might have said, oh, well, if they just give me $2 more an hour, I'll be fine. That's good. But in all actuality, you wind up getting a super duper increase in salary, a new title, So it's like, God is like, do you want the $2 or you want this? It's like,
right.
That's not what was in your box. That's okay. I'll take that, So it's like you have to be open. You have to have what I call insane faith. There's no reason for you to really believe, that something's going to be good for you. But why not? I always said, I'm a good person. I don't deserve all of the bad things that have happened to me. So let me start thinking positively, because the universe doesn't know whether your thoughts are positive or negative. They just know their thoughts. So it's like, if you keep thinking, oh, I'm never going to be anything, I'm never going to make it. Okay, here you go. That's what you want. But if you start thinking, you know what, I got to try to make it. I got to try to do better. What can I do? You'll start to just get that positivity back out of places that you least expect, So that is just a great story. And I'm glad you shared that.
Absolutely. Yeah. That what you said, and I feel like it kind of correlates with where you're going with your I Am Loving Me project, and us just showing women, it's more than a speech or like, you guys, I love your initiative, because as Gloria stated in one of her videos, this is more than just a kind of webinar or, you know, some
Right.
type of informational type of thing. This is hands-on. This is, hey, interaction, sister to sister type of feel.
Yeah.
We're building real bonds and real friendships is what I
Mm-hmm.
about our initiative.
Yes.
So just
Yes.
wanted to say that again on camera. I am here for the I Am Loving Me project. I love it, love it, love it.
Well, thank you so much for the support. And, you know, tell your friends if they want to be interviewed. I'm the one that's like, you know, actually scouting people out and reaching out to people like, you know, hi, you know, if you want to talk to Gloria and I, we're definitely reachable through the Instagram account or the Facebook account. They're both under the I'm Loving Me project. Just go send a message, a DM, an email. We check them. You know, we get back to you in less than 24 hours. So we definitely want people to come and share those stories so we can like show people their strength. Sometimes we think it's a weakness, but sometimes that weakness is indeed a strength. And I try to remind people as well, today, you know, you survived 100% of everything that you've gone through up until this point. So you can't allow whatever's going on now to break you. The other stuff didn't. So you got to keep being strong and just keep going and keep having a support system. And you never know what'll happen. Yeah. And I'm so glad I reached out to you that day because, I mean, you don't even know how good you made me feel. Where I was just like, I just feel so, like, I can't even remember what I was mad about. I can't even remember. This lady had me laughing. And this was like I think when, like, memes weren't even out yet. Like, this was like the...
No, they weren't. Remember, these were those old, it was like the old kind where it was like a picture or something.
Yes, and everybody
all like have to comment the picture. It wasn't even like a real, it was that, you know, we're old school.
And your comments were like memes to me. It was just, they were so hilarious. And I remember like crying, laughing. It was like 11 o'clock at night. My son was asleep. And I was just like, this lady is so funny. But, you know, you might have been going through at that time and you wrote that whenever you wrote it. But, you know, I probably, you know, reached out to you. You were like, I am funny. I am great. I forgot about that for a minute. Thank you for reminding me.
Like, I didn't think I was that funny, but I'll take it.
No, I mean, you really, really helped me out then. You helped me out now. And I cannot wait until I see you. So you cannot come in my area again and we don't get together, please.
Oh no. That will never happen again. I got that message. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I thought I was like, I bet you she's here for one day and turn it right back around. But, you know, it's okay. We have plenty of time. We'll see each other. Hopefully I'll come by your way too. And with the I'm Loving Me project, we're trying to spread it to where we're going to go from city to city and state to state and actually see people in person. So that way they can see, like, this is not just people, you know, talking on the computer or, you know, just trying to make you feel comfortable. We want you to be a part of this in whatever capacity you want. So when we start having our events and we have people coming out, they can look back at these videos and say, I remember she did say that. I remember seeing Gloria in her first video. I remember seeing Latasha in her first video. This is what we want to do. And inspiration comes from interviews like this and the comments that are left and the emails that we receive saying, you know, well, I would love to talk to you. What can I do to help this project? So I'm just, you know, I'm so glad we did this interview. I just really, really am excited about it. So do you have anything else you want to share? Because I know you say you have a nonprofit. Is it your nonprofit that you started yourself or is it just one that you work for?
Our nonprofit is going to be connected to our counseling service, but it's not functional. It's not functional right now.
Okay.
But Fearsome Contracting Services is definitely functional, and we are on Facebook and on YouTube. Fearsome Contracting Services.
Okay, and it's just like that, no LLC or anything, just Fearsome Contract Services. You can search for that and find it?
You can search for that, find it right on Facebook.
Okay. All right, and we'll put that in the post too, so that way if anybody is looking in what area? Ohio, right?
We're in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're looking to do some out branching this year as well, but we're located in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, so if anybody is in Ohio and you need some services, Nesha can look out for you. You let her know you saw it on the I'm Loving Me project. Pass the word. Let's help one another. And, you know, I hope you do get some business out of this. And you have to come back to us in about 6 months or so. We'll do a follow-up interview, see how everything is going, see that love and glow on you. And, you know, hopefully you'll be telling us you got another promotion, you know, or you whatever it is you want. Like, there's no box. So, and we want to continue to see you love yourself and, you know, just share our information and just let everybody know about us. We just really, really appreciate the love.
Thank you, Tasha. Gratitude. Thank you so much.
Yes. All right, everybody. So thank you for tuning in. I had a good time with this interview. I want to keep going, but we'll wind up talking forever in a day. And
We will talk forever.
Like 2.5 hours, really? So we're going to end it here. Tune in next time for our next interview. Thank you. And if you're interested in being interviewed, definitely reach out to us. Facebook, Instagram, the I'm Loving Me Project. And we hope to hear from you all soon. Thanks for your time. Bye.
Bye.